You know, when my wife and I were trying to decide whether or not to get a house or continue to rent, the number one reason I wanted to continue to rent a house or a home or an apartment was because of the very reason you see in front of you, which is chores. There's all these things, like this yard is full of weeds that I have to keep up with. I keep getting armadillos in the backyard, so they keep digging up holes and making my yard look terrible. So I have to figure out how to fix the holes and to patch the holes and to keep the armadillos out. I just killed a hornet's nest that was right over there. And now I'm assembling a sandbox for my son and his brother, who is very newborn. There's a lot of problems with a home. Homes continue to get chores. Homes continue to get things that happen to them. And you as a homeowner, as a human being, have to keep up with that. You have to continue to do the work to make sure that things happen. And that's, honestly, that's kind of life. That's life. Usually, whenever you live, there are things that happen that you have to keep up with, like taxes. You know, they say there's only two things guaranteed in the world, that's death and taxes, and Georgia Bulldogs being awesome. That's all I'm gonna say there. And honestly, I think you might make the argument that keeping up with things is part of the human experience. Like doing work, doing chores, it's part of the human experience. It's really frustrating and it's annoying having to pay property tax. It's really annoying having to fill out government documents every year to make sure that I'm up to date and regular in the economy or for the IRS's purposes. I have no clue what I even have to do every year, but I somehow do it and I somehow still survive. That's part of being human. And now what we've got is we've got a company trying to say, you don't have to do that anymore. You know, all the annoying stuff that you do around the house, the vacuuming, the mopping, the laundry, the dishes, putting away a cup, you don't got to do that anymore. All you got to do is hire our robots to do that for you, and it's $20,000. And you know what? Some people might jump at that. Some people might love that. They might say, that's amazing. I freaking love that. And it's like, hey, why don't I pay a robot to put together my sandbox for my kid? Why don't I do that? The only problem is it's all fake. Obviously, a lot of other people have pointed this out, but I literally looked at the job board. If you go to let me back up. So 1X just announced that they have this new robot that can do all of your chores for you. It's a humanoid robot that lives in your home. And you can order it today and you can get it by next year. That's crazy. And the number one crazy thing is it all sucks. You know, they don't actually have a good robot. They kind of argue and they're trying to tell you and trick you into believing that this AI humanoid robot is basically Roomba on steroids, but it's not. You know what it is? It's hiring a helping hand with a $20,000 price tag. So let me share. If you go to 1X's website, their careers website, it looks like they're hiring for everybody it looks like a fake company because of how many jobs are open for them right now. If you look on their website, they are actively hiring for people who can monitor and remote in on these robots. And the job is paying $22 to $33 an hour. So essentially what that tells me, what these robots actually are, is just a human robot wrapper that basically you're paying for someone $22 to $33 an hour to come into your home and clean it, do all the dishes, do all the chores for you. And at that point I just ask myself, why wouldn't I just pay somebody instead of paying this company to do that? If I'm gonna pay this company $20,000 or $400 a month, why wouldn't I just pay a human cleaner to do that? I don't know, it's just crazy. So I'm gonna go ahead and assemble my sandbox that a robot could probably do for me instead, but I'm just gonna do it anyways because that's fatherhood and that's being a human. You know what I mean? All right.